Dr. Elena Vasquez's hands trembled as she held the ancient crystalline data core, its ethereal blue glow casting shadows across the xenoarchaeology lab aboard the research vessel Endeavour. After 3 years of excavation on the dead world of Kepler 442c, her team had finally uncovered something that would rewrite galactic history. "Computer, begin translation protocol Gamma 7, she commanded, her voice barely steady. The AI's melodic tone filled the chamber. "Translation complete. Warning. Content contains references to extinct apex predator classification. Recommend psychological preparation protocols." Elena exchanged glances with her colleague, Dr. James Chen, whose face had gone pale. They had discovered similar warnings on 17 other dead worlds across the galaxy. Always the same message, always the same fear encoded in alien languages spanning millions of years. "Display the translation," Elena whispered. Holographic text materialized before them, written in the flowing script of the long-dead Zephyrian Empire. They came from the third world of a yellow star, walking upright on 2 limbs, their forward-facing eyes scanning constantly for prey. "We thought them weak. Soft skin, no claws, no natural weapons. We were wrong. They are the galaxy's perfect predator, and we barely escaped their expansion. By the time you read this, they have likely consumed everything. Beware the persistence, hunters. Beware the humans." Elena's breath caught. Humans, their own species described as the galaxy's apex predator? It seemed impossible. Humanity had only achieved interstellar flight 2 centuries ago, and they had found the galaxy largely empty, save for ruins and automated systems. "There's more," Chen said, his voice hollow. He gestured to another data fragment. "This one's from the Crystalline Collective, dated 40,000 years ago." The second translation appeared. "The bipedal mammals have reached our outer colonies. They do not conquer like the warlords of Vega or enslave like the hive queens. They do something far worse. They adapt. Where we need environmental suits, they modify themselves. Where we require specialized nutrition, they consume anything. Where we build great ships, they build greater ones. They learn our technologies, in decades that took us millennia to develop. The chase never ends. They never stop coming." Elena felt a chill run down her spine. Throughout their expansion into space, humanity had encountered only ruins, magnificent cities on dead worlds, orbital megastructures powered down and abandoned, massive star-faring vessels drifting empty through the void. The official explanation had always been natural disasters, stellar events, or unknown catastrophes. But what if the explanation was simpler? What if it was them? "Computer, cross-reference human expansion patterns with the dates of these civilizations' disappearances," Elena commanded. The AI processed for several seconds, an eternity in computer time. "Cross-reference complete. Statistical correlation, 97.3%. Pattern indicates systematic displacement occurring 10,000, 50,000 years ahead of human exploration timeline." Chen sank into a chair. "They were running from us. All of them." Elena continued reading through the data cores, each one painting a more terrifying picture of humanity than the last. The aquatic deep swimmers described humans as the land walkers, who learned to swim deeper than we ever dared. The silicon-based architects called them the soft ones who built harder than stone. The energy beings of the Nexus cluster spoke of humans as matter-bound entities who transcended physical limitations through sheer determination. But it was the final message that made Elena's blood run cold. It came from a species called the Eternal Watchers, dated just 5,000 years ago, practically yesterday in galactic terms. We are the last to remember why the galaxy fell silent. The humans were not malicious. Perhaps that made them more terrifying. They simply existed, and existence was not large enough for both them and us. They explored every world we abandoned, learned from every ruin we left behind, grew stronger with each of our defeats. They called it curiosity and progress. We called it an inexorable tide. We made one final calculation: retreat to the galactic edge and wait. Wait for them to grow tired, to grow complacent, to forget the hunt. We were wrong. Humans do not forget. They only remember selectively. They have forgotten us so completely that they wonder why they are alone among the stars. They search for life with the same intensity they once used to chase us across the galaxy. To whoever finds this record, the humans are coming. They are always coming, and they will welcome you with genuine warmth and curiosity, never realizing they are the reason you are the first new life they have found in centuries. They have become the very best version of what once made them the galaxy's most feared predator, eternally hopeful, infinitely persistent, and absolutely certain that somewhere among the stars they will find friends. Elena set down the data core with shaking hands. Through the viewport of the Endeavor, she could see the lights of a dozen other human research vessels, all manned by scientists genuinely excited about the possibility of finding traces of ancient alien life. Each ship carried crews who dreamed of first contact, of sharing knowledge and culture with other spacefaring civilizations. None of them realized they were excavating the graveyards of civilizations that had fled in terror from their ancestors. "What do we do with this information?" Chen asked quietly. Elena looked at the eager faces of her research team, humans who had dedicated their lives to understanding the galaxy's mysteries, to honoring the achievements of the civilizations that came before them. They were explorers, not conquerors, scientists, not predators. Or were they? She thought of humanity's relentless push into space, their refusal to accept that some worlds were uninhabitable, their habit of turning every setback into a learning opportunity. She thought of how they had reverse-engineered alien technologies from ruins, how they had adapted and improved upon designs left behind by species that had millions of years head start. "We keep searching," Elena said finally. "We keep looking for life among the stars." Chen stared at her. "Even knowing what we know?" Elena looked out at the endless expanse of space, filled with the ruins of 100 civilizations and the hope of her own species. "Especially knowing what we know, because maybe this time will be different." She paused, considering her own words. Or maybe it won't. But that's what makes us human. The data core continued to glow softly in the darkness, bearing witness to humanity's greatest victory, a hunt so successful that even the hunters had forgotten they were hunting. Outside, the ships of the human exploration fleet moved deeper into the galaxy, carrying crews filled with hope and wonder, searching for the friends they had unknowingly chased away among the stars.